Well, hey there. My name's Melanie Ferguson with Creatives on Fire, and I'm super excited to be coming to you today to share with you one of my number one things that people ask me about is how do I create a freebie or an opt-in, something where people are going to give you their email address in exchange for valuable content. So this can range from anything, and I would recommend that you go to ChatGPT and kind of type in what you do and who you serve and have it create for you a list of ideas of things that you could come up with for an opt in. Once you have your idea and everything ready, then we are going to create this uh, super valuable piece of content for you to grow your email list. And we all know that it's super important to get off of social media and own our audience and our business. So we're going to do 3 easy steps for this. The first one is going to be to create the content in Canva. Then we're going to add it to a WordPress site. That is the secret ingredient. You may or may not be here to actually learn. And number 3, create a Flodesk form in 2 different varieties that you can go. And number 4, share everywhere. So stick around to the end because I'm going to share with you 7 different ways for you to share this opt-in. All right, so let's start over on, let me add the screen to show you exactly how we are going to create this content. So I, for ease purposes, already have just like a little graphic here set up. Again, this could be a one-page checklist. It could be a all text. It could have graphics. It could be a printable. It could be an ebook. It could be anything that you desire for your business, but it needs to be something super juicy that you feel like your audience would easily be willing to give up their email and name for it. So we're just going to call it what it is, colorful watercolor recipe book. And I'm going to hit share. I'm going to go over here and hit download. And then we are going to change this from PDF standard to PDF print. And then we're also going to hit this flatten PDF. If you hover over the icon, it explains a little bit in detail why this is the best format for people to be able to print. Then we're going to hit download right here and grab our freebie. So we've created our content. You know that when you do a PDF, you can also put your own hot links in there. So be sure to do that. And then let me just check, where's this gone? Make sure that we have it. Yes. Okay. We are going to, I'm going to go through this again because somehow it didn't. Oh, there we go. It finally did it. All right. So now we're going to, I'm going to share with you how you secretly get this into a PDF link online. So you should have a website where you're able to upload media, and mine is with WordPress. So if you do have a traditional blog, you will be potentially over on WordPress. You're going to grab this PDF that you just created over in Canva, and you are going to drop it, drag it and drop it here into the media portion. Once it's uploaded, you can see it really easily by going over here and tapping this. So you can actually hit copy URL to clipboard from right here, or let me show you the other way. You can go over here to media, not upload. Let's see. Oh, library. Here we go. We want to be in the library. And then we are going to grab this right here too. So here's your piece of content. And here's another look at it. It came over clearly just fine. And then over here, you're going to also see this file URL. This little site right here, this is your link to the actual PDF. So if I were to go over here to WordPress, which is step number 2, we're going to be dropping this in as the deliverable for your freebie. So you can have one of 2 different forms for your sites. So there's what's called an inline form, and this is what's going to be embedded in blog posts. And then your more popular is going to be the full page with image. So let's start with hitting new form. And again, this is for people with Flodesk, but all of the email providers offer an opt-in option. So we're going to go over here and grab full page. And here's the example. This is kind of how we want it to look. So we're going to hit customize it. You're going to choose the segment of people that you've decided to give this, that you want them to get on your main list. And what I do recommend is that if you are new, to just start with one freebie. That way you don't have to segment your list a bunch. You don't have to do a lot of different moving parts. You are literally just going to be focusing on sending one link everywhere and everyone to one link. Now we're going to pop back over to Canva and we are going to share this to ourselves also as a JPEG. So once you have that, you're going to hit download, go back over here to our Flodesk, and then we're going to grab this JPEG and put it right here in our Flodesk. So it just kind of gives you an idea. See, they can't print it here because it's kind of cut off and looks funky. So, and you can always play with the zoom if you want to zoom in more, if you want to leave it where it is, however you want. Now you can change this up. Instead of grab the free guide, you can say grab your free recipes, however you want this to read. You can change the fonts, the size, the color, you can do that. Then I recommend just doing their first name and their email. And so that is what most people are willing to do nowadays. And then you can hit download, or you can hit, you can type on here instant. I like to put instant download so they know it's not going to be 50 more clicks. You can change the color of your button. I love this part. Just personalize it to you and your brand. Let's change this color real quick. And then, but wait, you are going to go over here to the thank you section up top. When you hit up here, this is where you are going to redirect to URL. This is how you're going to deliver them the email, the link. Okay. And this is the instant download option. So I'm going to click back over here to kind of show you where we got that again. This was the permalink. This was the copy URL to clipboard, copied. And this is what we want to put over here in the redirect URL. And you can put thank you for subscribing. You can choose whatever little message you want on here to add to it. But this is how it's going to be set up. Now, for settings over here on Flodesk, you can decide if you want it to be a double opt-in, if you want to be notified. I don't necessarily want to be notified when it's a main form, which is what I recommend you start with. You can double check here that you chose the right segment for them to be added to. This, you can personalize the form link if you decide you want to, and you can just say main, or you can say main opt-in. You can say on this, I might just put recipes, festive recipes, whatever you want to identify it with. And you can also change the image. Let's see here, link preview. So on here is where you can change this to be your image that you just dropped in for the printable as well. There we go. And you can change the title to festive recipes. And you can change this if you want to say, grab your free copy of my year of festive recipes. And then just from there, this is all helping with SEO so that you can be found, and you can see how it just kind of looks cleaner for when someone hovers over your link. This is what will show up. So you've got that, and then you're ready to share. This is going to be your link that you can use to share the opt-in. I'm going to go to a blank screen and share this link here just to test it and show you what it looks like. And there we go. They add in their name. So I'm going to put in my name and we are going to hit instant download and it opens right up just like that. Here's my PDF. I can make it a little smaller so we can see it all at once. Um, there's the PDF. All right, so it's that easy. Now, when you're going to share it, you're going to on your blog, you can choose whether you want to share it as a link. So right here, I could type festive recipes, and then we could highlight this, do this, and put in that same URL we just used to share. And this is what it looks like. I'll click on it and we are right back like we were to get the opt-in. Now you can also do it as an inline form. So let's pop back over here to Flodesk and do this as an inline form. Here's what it looks like. The inline form is a little bit different because it's going to be what you embed. So we're choosing inline and you can just do a simple one like this. You can do one with a little bit more customization. I kind of like this one. I grab the same segment, which is my main segment for opt-ins. And then we're going to create this. This one's really easy. I'm just going to put grab your free recipes. And of course, you want to play with that and make it what you want. You can personalize this. I'm going to take out last name and just leave these. And I'm going to change this color. Again, you want it to say what you want it to say. It doesn't have to say subscribe. It can say congratulations or something really a little more friendly. And then I'm just changing this. So here's what it would look like on our blog. And then on the thank you part, again, we toggle up there, redirect to URL. Here's that URL. Oops, that is not the URL. That right there was the URL to the other opt-in. We want to go back here to our media, grab this clipboard from our image that we created and added to WordPress. And we want to go back to Flodesk, redirect them to this. And again, it says, thank you for subscribing. You're going to want to go to settings, go through the same list that you did before. But over here, if you have Flodesk already on your blog, you will have added this copy here, this header code. And now all you need, and that was at the front of your blog. Now all you need for each blog post is the personal copy down here, this inline code. So I'm hitting copy, and then I'm going over here to our blog posts, and I'm going to hit HTML as our choice. And I'm going to add it here, and I'm going to hit preview so we can see. I think it's only going to show it to me in the actual preview in a new tab. There it is, just like that. So this is what it would look like on your blog. You would have obviously your post, however you want to do your post, and then you can either share it as a link or share it as an inline post. And we can check the inline post as well. And then you guys, I'm going to share with you all these ideas of ways that you can promote this, because it's one thing to create it and get it in working fashion. It's another thing to actually share it. So on here, I just did it on the form, and then boom, there was my actual deliverable. And I can go back and I'm back on the post again. So just to give you kind of the working methods. So let's go over these ways real quick. So real quick, your homepage is an excellent place to start. You're going to want to share your opt-in on your homepage of your site, whether that's a Shopify site, an Etsy site, or a WordPress site like you see here. And then the sidebar I wanted to show you is another really good place to have your opt-in. So you can put an opt-in down at the lower part of it, or you can do it at the top. I have mine right here. Want the top 10 best ideas? Grab them here. That sends you to my opt in. So, home pages is huge, and sidebar is another great place. I just shared with you how to share it in content, which is, inside of a blog. But I also want you to know that your about page is a huge place to share your opt in because people are trying to get to know you a little better. And these are the people you're going to connect with. And the whole point in offering this opt in is to connect with your ideal person so that they can follow and along outside of social media. So you can also do a pop up, and I will link my recommendations below for that. But that is where a site gets a you get kind of scrolling and one pops up on the screen in front of you and you can choose to opt in that way. Now you also can do social media bios. So you can do where you put it up in the top link in bio and it just says, "Hey, are you looking for my top recipes? Are you looking for my top ideas?" Whatever the freebie is that you're giving away, you'd want to put it there. Another idea for that would also be a highlight bubble. So, say you have Instagram and you want to do a special highlight bubble just for opt ins, that would be amazing. And then stories. Don't forget to once a week at least add a way for people to subscribe to you. Just kind of make like your own story template and add that once a week at the minimum for people to connect with you and give you their email address. So, last but not least, I would highly recommend you consider a DM automation. This is going to be a great way for you to be able to remember when you're live or you're doing a story on the fly. Just comment the word blah, 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 and get access to my free list of whatever. Okay. So I hope this is helpful. I gave you the way to create the opt in, just going and starting in Canva, getting that created, downloading it as a PDF and a JPEG, sharing the PDF over into your blog media so that you have it as as a link, and then going over to Flodesk, creating either an inline or a full page opt in using the link from your media as the deliverable. And then, of course, the JPEG, make it look nice, and then going and applying it. So you need to apply it in all the places. Whenever you feel like you've shared it enough, share it again. So I hope this is helpful. You guys, I'll put all the information in the description below. Until next time, my friend, stay creative.